Guys, it's Ricardo and welcome to another Blog Tech Tips. And as you can see here guys, this is my brand new laptop. I recently did a unboxing. You can actually check out that video. I'll link to it on screen in the upper right section somewhere around right about here. And of course guys, you can always check that out to see what's included in the box, including the ports and so on. Now today is my review of this device after using it for a few weeks. And of course, this is my personal device bought with my own money. This was not a sponsored video. So as just wanted to get that out there. And of course, guys, as I said, this is the Acer, and the version here is the Acer Aspire 5 series. That's the A515. And of course, there's a long old product number, but of course, this will also apply to similar devices in this series. So if you have a different number, as long as it's from the Aspire 5 series, the A515, you should be good. And of course, every version is different, as I've seen other versions where the keyboard is not backlit. And while we're on that, guys, I like that because right as you can see here, the keyboards are backlit, which is great for viewing the device in the dark. And of course, if I were to plug this out and once it's on battery, what that means is that I would switch off to save power. The trackpad itself is not highlighted. There's no LED, but what there is, there's a silver accent going around, and the color or the light from the keyboard actually reflects off this, so it's actually even visible in the dark. And I think that's intelligent design, as it's saving power instead of wiring an extra LED over here. And of course, the touchpad works quite fine. The keyboard is also good, right? And as you can see here, it has in a Core i3 processors. It will show up in Windows I think with something like 6 cores, if I'm not mistaken. I'll show that in a minute. And it's a 7th gen Intel processor. There's of course 8th gen Intel processors out now, but of course I got this on a great deal, so I don't think that's anything much to worry about. You can see the specifications here. It has DDR4, which is the latest memory. There is 802.11ac Wi-Fi. You get 3 True Harmony sound, which is quite good for a laptop. And of course, there's the dual mic along with color intelligence, and there's reversible Type-C connection. And guys, straight away, I just want to see that my version comes with a 720p display. However, you can also get the versions with the 1080p display. This display is I think 15 inches wide from corner to corner, and of course that's a lot of screen real estate. So right away, the only problem I have is that it was actually 720p, but not really a deal breaker, as it is clear enough for everything. The other versions might be bigger and give you a bigger display, and there might be more surface area here. However, this is quite nice as it's very compact, lightweight, and very highly portable. My version doesn't come with a optical drive, seeing that's not necessary, and I have 3 USB ports. I think those are 3.0 or 3.1 ports. They are the ones in blue. They're at the side, and of course there's a number of other things. And of course, guys, I like the overall design. The hinges are very solid, meaning that this thing won't break quite easily, as you might know over time. After opening and closing your laptop for years, what can happen is that these sections can actually break off. The battery is in the back, and of course there's an easy access panel to access the memory and so on the back, which I think is good. So that means you can switch out memory or troubleshoot your device. You don't have to actually disassemble the entire device. And right away, I give Acer a thumbs up for intelligent design, because most modern laptops will not include that. And of course, you have to get way down into the laptop just to do a simple repair. And of course, these things do go down for various reasons, as you'll find out on my channel here, which I review and actually go into fixing problems with various forms of tech. And of course, I love the processor in this device, as I'm going to show you right now. If I were to go into device manager, you'll be able to see the raw specifications. I also love the 1 terabyte of hard drive. It's actually 1000 gigs, but of course you won't have the full terabyte, but you do get about 1000 gigs of free space. Now if we actually go and look for the processor right here and hit the drop down, you'll see that it shows up as a device with 4 cores. So my mistake from earlier, it wasn't actually 6, it's 4. And of course, while the sticker says it's 2.4 gigahertz, it does show up as 2.7. And of course, that's just the way the processors behave with its technology that's built in. So of course, Windows is seeing it as that. That might also be a feature like the turbo boost that actually causes it to show up as 2.7 versus 2.4. And of course, guys, this is great because I was able to convert my videos. For example, I convert videos for YouTube, since this is what this laptop was gotten for. And what I found out is that I was able to convert a 5-minute video in about, say, 15 minutes or so, give or take. And that's quite not bad considering. And of course, I do this for writing posts, and I also use it for editing my videos for you guys here on YouTube. And of course, the best part is it's portable, right? And of course, so far I've been loving this laptop. As I said, it's quite good. It's good at what it does. So if you're in the market for a device that can keep up with the everyday demand, this would be a great starting point. You do get the great Core i3 processor, the 4 gigs of DDR4 memory, and of course lots of hard drive space. And as a result, you do get a very capable device that you can use to edit. You can edit videos, edit anything. Anything beyond this, you'd be just going for shorter time. It's like, for example, if you were to go for a Core i5 version, which is a processor, you might be able to cut down your video conversion time. But of course, I am cool with that 15 minutes or so for a 5-minute video converted to a 1080p output, right? Which is not bad. And of course, beyond that, it handles videos like YouTube quite nicely. I'm able to watch YouTube videos in HD, which is 720p. And of course, they have no issues playing. The only time I actually had an issue, guys, was when I was using a Bluetooth headset. And of course, the video would get choppy. And I think that's because the Wi-Fi and the Bluetooth are on the same radio, or they are somehow conflict with one another once they're on. But once I actually disconnected the Bluetooth headset and used another directly connected headset, it actually started to work quite fine. So of course, videos stream quite fine. It's a beast when it comes to word processing. So word processing is quite easy. And of course, video is not bad. And guys, if you're thinking about getting this would be great for a person who's going to school if it's within your budget. It would be great for a person who is doing editing. But of course, as I said, guys, it's not a powerhouse in terms of it will convert a very big file in like, say, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, or 5 minutes. But of course, it does take a little time, but it does do a solid job. And of course, seeing that this would be the minimum I recommend for anybody that needs any laptop with a decent amount of power, this should cover all basic tasks like word processing, no problem. And of course, your basic video editing to get your videos in a decent amount of time. And I think you should be able to pick this up for probably say around $400 to 400 plus range, which is not bad for a laptop. Of course, you could opt for something quite cheaper, like $300, but unless that's on a deal and the price has been reduced, I wouldn't recommend something like that unless you just want something just simply for word processing alone. So on the merits of this device, I am highly recommending the Acer Aspire 5 series, especially the new ones with the 8th gen or the 8th gen processors. They are quite great, especially if you can get them in a Core i3. Core i5 is better, and of course Core i7 is the best. But do note that you will pay a premium depending on which version. The entry level would be the i3, the mid tier would be the i5, and of course the highest tier would be the i7. As you can see here, guys, based on my budget, I just went for something with a Core i3, which is, I would call, the entry level. But of course you can get laptops with worse specifications, which I do not recommend. USB ports are quick on transfer. I can transfer files quite fast. I do not miss the DVD drive. The touchpad works fine. The keyboard is cool. And of course, so far the design is quite good. It's also very thin and lightweight, as you might be able to see from the side here. It's quite good. Adapter is a little bit thin, so you have to be careful that you do not want to damage it, as over time, if you're careless with your cards, they might get shorts and so on. So I recommend that you actually watch out for that in terms of the adapter. The display, I would advise also that you get a bag or a carrying case. And of course, you never want to drop this. Battery life is quite good as well. I'm able to, on battery, to get a solid few hours of of usage time. As you can see, it's disconnected, and of course I'm already at 99% battery, and it does take a while before the time is shown, but I think I was able to get somewhere between 3 to 4, maybe 5 hours out of usage, depending on what I'm doing. If you're doing something more intensive, such as video editing and so on, that will draw the full power of the processor and cut your usage time down. But if you're doing basic stuff such as word editing, streaming videos, or playing basic music, the battery will last longer. You can easily get upwards of 3 hours out of the battery. The display is quite nice. Of course, the colors are quite cool. They're okay, but of course nothing super spectacular, seeing that this is just a 720p display. And of course, wallpapers, as you can see, look quite nice. You can see my wallpaper here. It does turn out quite nice. And of course, guys, I won't babble on any longer. If you have any specific questions for this device, including you want to know something else, probably like the webcam works nice, quite clear, and so on, great for video calls. But if you want additional information, guys, please send me a comment below. All right, so guys, Ricardo from Blog Tech Tips, recommending the Acer Aspire 5 series, quite affordable, and of course it gives you a lot of power to work with, and the latest features and the latest processors that you can actually use towards getting your work done. And of course, guys, Ricardo from Blog Tech Tips, and bye until next time. Bye.